Why do some married women who seem to have everything, a loving husband, children, and a stable life, still seek an affair? The answer will surprise you because it's not what you think. Many men believe that female infidelity is primarily about physical desire, as if a married woman suddenly falls for another man solely because of his appearance or virility. But the reality is very different. In most cases, it's not physical attraction that draws these women to infidelity, but a powerful emotional need that is often neglected in their relationship. Let's take a simple example. Imagine a woman who every day takes care of everything: the children, the house, the groceries, and even providing emotional support to her husband. On the surface, everything seems fine, but she feels a void. She no longer feels seen or desired. Her efforts go unnoticed. Her husband is present but absent at the same time. Then, one day, a man, a simple colleague or friend, gives her a different kind of attention. He notices her new dress, listens to her with interest, and asks her about her dreams and ambitions. At that moment, something awakens in her. Female infidelity is rarely a spur-of-the-moment decision. It's a gradual process, an accumulation of small frustrations and a growing sense of lack. Over time, this void deepens until an external opportunity seems to offer what's missing. And that's when the danger arises. In today's video, you'll discover the hidden truth behind female infidelity, and most importantly, how to prevent it from happening in your own relationship. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. The reasons why a married woman seeks adventure aren't always what you imagine, and what you're about to hear today could change your perspective on relationships forever. The 5 reasons why a married woman seeks adventure. 1. Emotional neglect. What pushes a woman to cross the line isn't just the thrill of the forbidden or physical desire. What makes her take that step is often the feeling of no longer existing in her husband's eyes. Imagine a woman who, over the years, has seen the intensity of her husband's gaze fade. She goes from being a muse, a desired and admired woman, to simply being a life partner. No more compliments, no more admiration, no more subtle gestures that made her feel unique. Yet, she hasn't changed. She still needs to feel desired, seen, and understood. That's where another man comes in. Sometimes he doesn't do anything extraordinary. He just asks the right questions, notices the details, listens when she speaks, makes her laugh, and values what her husband now takes for granted. Without even realizing it, an emotional connection forms. Many men make the mistake of believing that a woman needs material proof of love: gifts, trips, romantic dinners. But that's not what makes her heart flutter. What touches her is the way a man looks at her, the words he says, and the genuine interest he shows in her. A simple, "You look beautiful today," can have more impact than an expensive piece of jewelry because, in that phrase, there's a clear message: I still see you. The real danger isn't that another man is more attractive, muscular, or richer than you. The real danger is that he makes her feel more alive than you do. And that's when the door to temptation opens.
2. Lack of passion and routine in the relationship. Think back to the first months of your relationship. Everything was intense, spontaneous, and unpredictable. There were surprises, tension, and adrenaline. Dates were magical, and conversations were electrifying. But over time, routine sets in, and without even realizing it, many men go from being passionate lovers to simply life partners. The problem? Women don't just want a reliable and secure man, they also want a man who makes them feel alive. When routine replaces seduction, the excitement disappears. Every day feels the same. Conversations become predictable, and gestures of affection become rare. Slowly, the relationship loses its intensity, and that's when another man can enter the scene. Not because he's objectively better than you, but because he brings what your wife no longer feels: the unexpected, the emotion, the sensation of being a woman again, not just a domestic partner. That's why women are vulnerable to men who know how to awaken their emotions, who bring mystery, playfulness, and intensity. You don't need to be a bad boy or a natural seducer. You just need to understand one simple thing: If a woman is bored, she'll eventually seek stimulation elsewhere, the kind she no longer finds in her marriage. 3. The husband becomes just a friend. This is one of the most common and underestimated mistakes men make. Many think that, over time, a relationship should evolve into a deep and stable friendship, that they need to be understanding, available, and always agreeable. They believe a woman wants a kind and present man above all else. But here's the truth. A woman doesn't just want a friend, she wants a man who can make decisions, surprise her, and isn't in a constant state of validation. A man with ambition, goals, and an aura of independence and mystery, the same qualities that attracted her in the first place. When a man becomes too predictable, too accommodating, or too nice, he slowly kills the attraction. A woman wants to feel seduced constantly, not just through tender gestures, but through the energy a man radiates. She wants to feel that she could lose him, that he isn't a given. The paradox is that the more a man tries to do the right thing by being overly conciliatory, the more he risks extinguishing the flame. Because a woman needs challenge, tension, and the dynamic that makes her feel like she still has to conquer you. If she starts seeing you only as a friend, she'll eventually look for a man who reminds her that she's a woman. 4. Lack of appreciation. This is one of the most insidious reasons because it creeps in slowly and silently. Many women give their all to their relationships. They manage the house, the kids, their jobs, and make sure everything runs smoothly. Yet they receive nothing in return. They're not looking for grand declarations, poems, or exaggerated demonstrations of love. They just want to feel that what they do is seen, recognized, and appreciated. The problem is that many men don't even realize they're neglecting this aspect. They assume their wife knows she's loved, that she understands their silence, and that she doesn't mind their lack of attention. Until one day, another man says what she hasn't heard in a long time. A simple, "You've done an amazing job with the kids," or "I don't know how you manage to handle everything," can have a much more powerful effect than you'd imagine. Because it's not just a phrase, it's validation. And if she doesn't get it from you, she'll eventually hear it from someone else.
5. The desire to feel young again. Over time, married life becomes familiar territory. Everything is organized, structured, and anticipated. What's missing? The thrill of the unknown. A woman who feels trapped in a routine will tend to look back, reminiscing about her younger years, those moments when everything felt more intense and spontaneous. She'll want to relive that excitement, that sense of freedom, and the feeling that she's still desirable and capable of seducing. That's why so many married women are drawn to younger men, or men who can give them that sense of novelty and adventure. But here's the key point. It's not about age or status. It's about attitude. A man who continues to surprise, who keeps a part of himself mysterious, who knows how to break the routine and recreate moments of tension and seduction, will keep his wife attracted to him. Because the desire for adventure isn't inevitable, it's a consequence. If a woman feels alive with you, she'll have no reason to seek that thrill elsewhere. The danger of an emotional connection with another man. Most men think infidelity starts with physical contact. They imagine a classic scenario. A woman giving in to temptation after a sudden attraction to another man. But the truth is much subtler. For a woman, real infidelity doesn't start with the body. It starts with the mind. It all begins with an innocent conversation. A colleague, a friend, someone who asks her different questions, who seems interested in her in a way her husband no longer is. At first, it's just harmless exchanges. Then come the confidences. One day, she realizes she's sharing thoughts with this man that she no longer dares to express at home. The trap is set. Emotional infidelity is far more dangerous than physical infidelity. Why? Because the bond that forms goes beyond mere desire. It's about understanding, validation, and a deep sense of being seen and heard. A late-night text, the growing anticipation when she hears her phone notification, the excitement she no longer feels with her husband. It's not yet physical betrayal, but in her mind, she's already elsewhere. And that's when the situation becomes uncontrollable. The biggest danger for a man isn't that another man seduces his wife in one evening. The real danger is that he becomes the man she thinks about when she goes to bed. Women don't leave their husbands for a one-night stand. They leave because another man has created a deeper connection, because he's become their escape, their source of new emotions. And once a woman is emotionally connected to another man, it becomes almost impossible to bring her back. This process can take months, sometimes years. It's gradual and invisible. Most men don't see it coming. They don't realize their wife has already mentally checked out long before she crosses the physical line. So, how do you prevent this from happening? It's not enough to be physically present in a relationship. You need to be emotionally present. Be the man who continues to surprise her, understand her, and awaken strong emotions in her. The mistake many men make is believing that a woman belongs to them once they're married. But no one belongs to you. A woman stays with a man as long as he continues to be the one who makes her feel alive. If you stop being that source of emotion, someone else will. How to prevent this from happening in your relationship? 1. Small daily gestures. Many men think grand gestures are necessary to maintain love and attraction in a relationship. They believe a surprise trip, an expensive piece of jewelry, or a romantic dinner will rekindle the flame. But that's not how female attraction works. What matters isn't the occasional grand gesture, but the consistency of small attentions. A woman may not remember the exact day you gave her an expensive gift, but she'll always remember the moment you whispered a sweet word to her before leaving for work. She'll remember the way you looked at her one morning without saying a word. Just a look that reminded her she's still the one who attracts you. Women are sensitive to details. A fleeting caress, a sincere compliment, a simple, "I miss you" text in the middle of the day. These small gestures maintain the connection. Men often neglect these aspects because they think that once the relationship is established, effort is no longer necessary. But the truth is, seduction should never stop. A woman who feels desired, who feels her man is still courting her, won't seek validation elsewhere. It's not about money or exaggerated romance. It's about presence. And those who understand this know how to keep a woman by their side without ever seeing her drift away.
2. Be a man with strong masculine energy. The biggest trap men fall into in relationships is becoming too predictable, too passive, too bland. A man who loses his masculine energy is a man who stops being a source of attraction for his wife. What attracted her to you in the first place wasn't just your looks or your humor, it was your confidence, your ambition, your ability to surprise her. A woman wants a man who leads, who makes decisions, and who lives his life with passion. Too many men let themselves go after a few years in a relationship. They settle into a routine where they no longer make an effort to grow, where they become dependent on their comfort. But a woman wants a man who continues to move forward, who has goals, and who never completely rests on his laurels. A man with strong masculine energy is a man who isn't tamed by routine. He keeps a part of himself mysterious and inaccessible, which makes a woman continue to desire him. If you give the impression that you're a given, if you lose the spark that made you a seductive man in the first place, your wife will eventually feel it. The paradox is that women want stability, but not at the cost of boredom. They want a reliable man, but one who remains exciting, a man who makes them feel secure, but who is still a challenge. If you no longer embody this masculine energy, another man will fill that void. And that's the moment you must avoid at all costs. A woman who is emotionally satisfied has no reason to look elsewhere. Female infidelity doesn't stem from a simple whim, but from a deep lack, a void that slowly creeps in. Men who succeed in maintaining strong and passionate relationships aren't the ones with the most money or the ones who make the grandest declarations. They're the ones who understand female psychology and know how to nurture emotional connection and attraction over time.
Remember these key points. Never let routine replace passion. A man who continues to surprise and maintain emotional intensity in his relationship will never see his wife drift away. Don't fall into the trap of becoming just a friend. A woman wants stability, but she also wants excitement, admiration, and desire. Never underestimate the power of small gestures. They make all the difference. They remind a woman she's still desired and important in her man's eyes. And most importantly, never lose your masculine energy. Continue to grow, have ambitions, and be a man who inspires respect and admiration. If a woman feels you're a man of value, confident, purposeful, and with a touch of mystery, she won't look for what she already has with you elsewhere. But there's another truth. Understanding female psychology won't just help you strengthen your relationship. It will also help you attract women, including those who are already in relationships. Some people will use this knowledge to seduce and conquer, while others will use it to build strong and lasting relationships. But in all cases, the key is the same. Be a man women desire and admire. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on seduction and male psychology. Let me know in the comments what you think is the biggest mistake men make in relationships. See you soon for another video. If you enjoyed this script, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Your support helps us create more valuable videos. See you in the next one.